Hello, my name is Sidders and Solhan_do, and today you join me back on the Kent Coast Walk. So we are back here at Chatham Waterfront bus station, and last time we did the up-law to Chatham Walk, but today we are walking from Chatham to Gillingham. Today's walk is about 6.1 or 6.2 miles. We had to park a little bit further away than we wanted to, but that adds essentially no distance really. So without any more hesitation really. Oh yeah, my map. I got a map. Waterfront. Chatham. Bus station. There's a squirrel. So we're leaving Chatham Waterfront bus station behind us, and we're walking across this grass here, right next to the new development that they're doing at the moment. So I'm sure in about a year or so, this whole area will look a lot nicer without this big wall here. The same as the Rochester last time, they were doing a ton of development, which prevented us from walking right against the shoreline. Got a pretty good panoramic of multiple sites of the Medway towns here, from Chatham Pier right there where we did one of our last clips last time. Over there you can see Rochester Castle, followed by the Medway City Estate, which we avoided last time because of all the industry. And we're heading down this way. There's also a church here, which we'll pass in very shortly. Here we have got the Command House. The church just behind the Command House restaurant or pub is called St. Mary's Church. So just over here we're about to enter the grounds of the Medway Council. Sometimes this gate is closed, but we are lucky today that this is open and we can get through the grounds. So those are the Medway Council buildings. Private grounds, please keep to the paved riverside path. On this site during 1779 to 1950 stood the barracks of the Royal Marines Chatham Division. I could already tell from my map, but it does seem like the Medway Council is granting people permission to walk through here, and it's not actually a public right-of-way. So that's why they have the gate at both ends, so they can close it off whenever they feel like it. So we're leaving the part of shoreline that was allowed for us to walk by the Medway Council, and we're turning around to walk up these stairs just here. And there we are. We're at the top of the stairs, and just over here we continue around the little area here, and we have to follow the main road a little bit until we get to Chatham Dockyards. We just came across this sign at the other gate of the Medway Council area, and it tells us that it's open between 7 AM and 8 PM. This is a tad concerning. It says that the main gate is for residents and tenants only. Now we've got the main gate just there, and I was hoping that we would be able to walk through there. It wasn't 100% clear when I was doing my research how we can get into Chatham Dockyards. Well, or at which point we can get into there. And I was hoping that we could just walk through this main gate. But if we can't, then That's definitely going to cause some problems for us. So here's the main gates for the Chatham Dockyards. And there's definitely a security barrier for cars, and there seems to be a security man in there. And very disappointingly, we just found out... Oh, there's a postbox here. We just found out that it's not open until February, and that only residents and workers are allowed into the dockyards until then. I'm rather surprised about that, considering that Chatham Dockyards is one of the main sites of the Medway Towers. But don't worry, we get to see this beautiful wall here. This is the Chatham Dockyards, everybody. As you can see, it stretches for miles along this lovely busy road. You do get to see this nice mileage sign that shows us how long it is to nearby places, which we wouldn't have seen had we not come this way. St. Mary's Island. That's where we're heading. We've just come across a turning in the road, which we just walked along there, which goes down this way, and it seems to lead us right to the Chatham Dockyards. Which is exactly what we wanted, sort of. I'm surprised, like, the water is right there. We saw these pointed buildings from up north 2 videos ago. And over there's the way to Chatham Dockyards. So we've decided that we're going to come back to Chatham Dockyards another time, perhaps once I've done all of the Kent Coast Walk, along with Grain Tower and various other places that will pop up as we go along. North Mast Pond, 1702. Here we're following the road for a bit. The Belmast, Chatham, renovated and re-erected by the South East England Development Agency in 2001. Walking down here from the Belmast, we are passing the dockside shopping centre area, and they have an Odeon IMAX cinema along with lots of restaurants and stuff. We are heading down this path to rejoin the Medway estuary. Okay, this is pretty exciting. There's so much to talk about here. Obviously we just came from over there somewhere and then walked around the road in here. But we're on the shoreline of the Medway estuary now. And they've got this sign here for St. Mary's Island and the surrounding area that we're in. We're just here. And over there you can see Upnor Castle and Upnor, Lower Upnor and Upper Upnor. It's crazy how just at this one spot we can see the past 3 walks all at one moment. You can obviously see the end of the walk from where we ended off in Upnor, and the walk from Upnor to Chatham, and then today's walk as well. I wonder if we're going to see other previous walks as we walk further back up the River Medway. Just here we have the Copper Rivet Distillery, which I believe is a restaurant that you can eat at. It's a very lovely building. Just had a lovely little snack in, and we are about to cross over to St. Mary's Island. You can see you've got Chatham Marina behind me. And this is what separates St. Mary's Island from the mainland. At the moment, the bridge is closed, but not to worry because we're going over there. So we're just crossing over to St. Mary's Island now. Let's go up. crazy seeing how we can see the last walk that was before Upnor, that led us to Upnor, all the way behind us. I can even see To Marina now, and the part of the coast that we could only walk past at low tide. And I can see Cockenwood Fort over there. So we've made our way around the majority of St. Mary's Island. We've got this beautiful sculpture here, and the River Medway has really opened up as we've come across To Marina on the other side, and we can even see the Isle of Rain in the distance. There's a couple of the Medway Islands as well, and we can also see our finish point way in the distance, where there is a gas power station, which is where we're going to end off. There's this last little bit of boardwalk around St. Mary's Island that I'm walking along now, and then we have to cut across the island to get back to the mainland, because the eastern half of the island, or it's not really a half, it's just a tiny bit of the island, is all industrial, so you're not allowed to walk there. But that does mean we get to walk through the park of the island, which will be kind of nice to see and interesting. So here we are on the end of this little bit of boardwalk, where it meets this garden of this house and the industrial area starts. It is really infuriating when you get these bits of coast that they could have easily have had a public right of way, but they don't. And they don't think forward to build these things. I think they've done a wonderful job for most of St. Mary's Island in having this boardwalk around the outside, but it's just a shame that it didn't go all the way. Here we've got the entrance to the industrial area, but just over here is our entrance to Finborough Down, which is the park that takes us back to the south shore of St. Mary's Island. East Bund. It's pretty cool that in this park they've allowed a dog run area, which curves around on the path here, where dogs are allowed off the leash, and then you can rejoin this path by going through another gate.
This is our section today.
Hello.
So my son's filming it for his YouTube channel. Alright. It's really interesting. I didn't even realise there was an island here. It's so beautiful looking around it.
You're a good boy.
And this is specifically a dog run, so sometimes we get like 11, 12 dogs in here.
Brilliant. We've not come across one of those before. It's great to have that space just for dogs. It's really kind of too.
That was amazing. I can't believe that dog was crazy. They were so lovely though, and I didn't get it on camera, but it jumped onto my mum's backpack, and I was so gutted I didn't get that on camera. What did you think of them, Mum?
That was crazy.
So we just left the park where where my mum got attacked by the dog because of the sandwich in her bag. And we're making our way down onto the Marina water, where there's an awesome looking footpath that I've been particularly excited about. Through we go. It says please close the gate. And down here, this path is floating down here, which is what makes it even cooler. Here we are, right down by the water. It looks pretty deep, I can't see the bottom down there. So we're walking along these floating planks on the footpath by this part of the marina. My mum is terrified by the fact that there is nothing but water beneath these wooden planks that we're walking on. And that Jaws can jump out and eat her at any moment. Whoa! Come here. I touched it! Did you get my foot? We are done with St. Mary's Island. We're about to cross the bridge back to the mainland and follow it along through the start of Gillingham, where we will end our walk. But we've got a little bit of a way to go still through the modern buildings that they've been building in that area. Oh, there, the battle commences.
That's it.
Off towards Gillingham by St. Mary's Island and Chatham. Just beyond this, don't know what to call it, but it's interesting. You can't go down there because they're still doing the redevelopment, so we have to turn off here to the right and head through these houses. Somehow we've gone from like beautiful islands to busy road, and right there I believe is the Medway Tunnel. Finally turning off from the main road at this extremely busy roundabout, and we're heading towards an Asda and a little restaurant. So close to the end of the walk where you can see the gas canister thing, station thingamabob. And I would safely say we're now in the Gillingham area. Despite the busy roundabout just there, we have got a very nicely designed bit of greenery here, ignoring the rubbish. And just there is the mast and rigging Marston's restaurant. And of course we've got Asda just over there as well. Interestingly, the closest path to the coast at this point happens to take us right through the Asda car park and past the entrance to this Asda. I wonder if there's going to be any other points on the coast where we get this close to a supermarket. The last time I think was in Greenhive, where there was it an Asda? Or was it a Morrison's? It might have been another Asda. But there's the entrance to the Asda. Wow. This area, which is called Chatham Water, despite being right next to Gillingham really, Looks rather nice. And they've got a lot of vacant shopping places that I'm sure shops will come in soon. And then this whole area will look like a nice shopping district, I think. I'm getting conflicted messages here. Gillingham. But this area is called Chatham Water. Is it Gillingham or Chatham? I'm set on saying it's Gillingham, even though it's got the Chatham name to it. As we walk our final stretch of coast for today's walk, it's been an interesting one. There's been some highs, there's been some kind of lows when we walk along the road. Yeah, I'd say interesting. Nice sights like the St. Mary's Island, and that whole area was lovely. Yeah, it's been mixed, but overall I've enjoyed it. And definitely fascinating seeing all these areas that I wouldn't be seeing otherwise. A lot of development. I think that's one of the defining things about this Medway part of the walk, is there's been so much building of new residential areas. And I wonder how much this walk will change as the years go by. One thing I love about the Medway towns is how every area has its own unique culture, and this area is no exception for its unique cultural art styles. So we're now turning away from the coast. We're gonna do a little bit more inland, but this is essentially the end of our coast walk for today. Oh, they've got a Subway here. Subway. Barnando's. I think that's the charity shop. There's Cargo, which looks like a restaurant. Tesco Express. Cash Point. Open 7 AM to 11 PM. Okay, we're gonna leave the super fancy area behind us and head towards where we parked the car. We were gonna park it up that road just there, but apparently they only allow permit holders. So instead, we're gonna walk up to the next traffic lights. My mum tried to cross there, and yeah, that's where we parked our car. It's barely any distance at all, really. Thank you very much for watching this video of our walk from Chatham to Gillingham. It's been cool, fun, and awesome and stuff. We are finishing off in a not very defining place. The most defining feature here is this crossing, and those houses sort of give it a little bit of a feature for you to recognise at the start of the next video. And also there is the gas thing right behind me, so that's another thing. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to believe in the rainbows.